Instantly, double gets demolished. I mean, Jamie forced the flicker. Forsaken was greedy. Like I said, they go for the greedy plays. They drafted not greedily, but Leopard never changes his spot.
Yeah, like I said before, they should not fully commit to this because they don't have the Granger. And they know as a matter of fact that Bane is somewhere in the bottom lane. He can just rotate over and there will be 4 people banking all in right by the riverbank. So it's very simple for Explorer to just come in and sandwich the heck out of Forsaken. And to be honest, it is quite a blessing that Forsaken has only lost a single member. Not 2, not 3.
Only 1.
Yeah.
But it's
lucky. I would just put it out there.
And it was double. And it was double, right? And double was the one that got caught literally sandwiched in between Explorer.
Not good, right? Not good. Because it's going to put him in a very bad disadvantage against Bane. And you wouldn't want to have that kind of disadvantage when you're fighting against Bane.
Exactly. Honestly, Bane was early game, but he will see immediately get caught out at the third of it right now. Bento taking a lot of damage right now from Granger.
And of course, Bao immediately getting tossed right into the enemy's lines. Explorer is taking shots after shots and they are pretty fast in the decision making and they are also pretty fast when they want to go for the objective. In the meantime, the Shark is in the tidal waves. They try to get a kill on the Kai. HP all the way down low. Rhea immediately spends the flicker and of course spits some nice little beer right into the faces of this Granger.
Hopefully they're trying to get driving. They're trying to get driving here. And Jamie looking a little low, but and it's gonna get taken out immediately. What a play! They traded it. They know Forsaken was like, oh, we can't be too greedy, right? And they see an opportunity. They were like, no, we can't lose this. We have to take it back. We are not gonna drop this game against you because we have not won a single game against you.
It's not too... the game is still pretty early, right?
It's very early. Very early.
Anything. But looking at like the goal counts, especially for the cores, right? We're looking at Kai, 1.3 thousand. We're looking at Monchichi, 1.7 thousand. So just from that, Monchichi should be able to deal well, in some sense, better damage than Kai. Because I think
ejected!
The Raptor Machete coming in from Monchichi is just going to make things a lot better. Bao is just going to go straight in, circling Eagle. But unfortunately, not much is going to be done. But with 2 kills in the bag already, they did manage to stabilize the amount of kills in between Forsaken as well as Explorer.
Literally pulled the game right back onto track, leaving and actually not leaving, leveling both sides of the goal. So they are almost at equal goals now. I mean, Explorer did took a slightly early lead right now, but you know, Forsaken doing their best too, gaining back the lead. And Ryby had to be one of the person that actually died to them along with Pebble.
And right now, Explorer is just going to make their way downtown, and of course, I think that they're just trying to secure the turtle and of course hold down the 50 line. And Flash and Kai not expecting.
He's done and ejected all the way back.
Pebble with that longer range stun is definitely going to ensure that the force ejector from Jamie is going to 100% land. And just like that, the marksman is already down for the count. Forsaken can't fight for this. They should not even challenge for this and get back into the lane to try to farm up as much as possible. Because the downtime that they are just circling outside the turtle is not going to do them good. In fact, it's going to do them a lot more harm than good.
Oh, Monchichi here putting the aggression on double. The whole of Explorer coming down to take double down, instantly ejected and stunned up by the Eudora. Like, hey Eugene, I did tell you, right? Immediately picked up. Eudora was a somewhat of a sensible pick. You get to secure your target, and that's when Jamie is going to come in and force eject you all the way back, and that's how they're going to secure that tier 1 turret from the bot lane.
Yeah, I guess now that we think about it, right, Eudora is an unorthodox pick, but in some sense, Eudora is also a very confident pick because the stun coming up is 100% success rate. That is not a skill shot, not nothing. So whatever the Eudora do, all of his skills is all point and click. There is no skill that in some sense you don't really...
It heat scan.
Yeah, literally hit scan.
It literally hit scan. It literally travels. There is no traveling time. There is no way to sidestep that unless you have Purify, but on the side of Forsaken, no one has Purify. Everyone opted for the Flicker, right? So if Forsaken were to try to win this game, according to the drafts, they have to drag it to the late game because That's when Kai starts to snowball, gets his 15 stack on that jungle item, and everything goes ham, and that's how Forsaken's gonna get a chance by Jamie. Force ejector, unstoppable force onto Bao, but what a back catch. Pebble is gonna be in the middle of everything right there. Bao going for the aggression all the way, trying to catch Jamie down. Bao in, force the flicker all the way out, ejection all the way in, and the suppress comes out. Monchichi looking a little low too, gonna get immediately demolished, and look at Bento too, the rest of Forsaken trying to take it down. Riley is being forced to back off. He's not going to be able to fight for the team. Immediately, almost wiping out the whole of Explorer here for Forsaken.
That is very confusing and that is very surprising. Now, that is definitely not a fight that I was expecting. Explorer did manage to have the fight brought to them and pretty much fighting within their own territories. But Forsaken did manage to bring the game completely towards their own favor and of course to the palm of their hands, very likely due to a couple of item pickups that, well, steered everything towards their way. I think that the real-world manipulation coming in from Yves played a very big part. Just keep your eyes out for Flash, right? Flash is just right around the corner. Real-world manipulation did not actually do much because everyone else just runs straight into the purple buff. Evil C tanking quite a lot. Double is literally right in the middle of everything, and that is just a
coordinated fight. It's a coordinated fight, right? Like what you said, Evil C looks a little low.
A lot of collateral damage.
A lot. And that's how he baited the whole of Explorer. They are trying to bait Explorer in. They know Explorer can get greedy at times, so they baited them there and then played for the retake. That's how Forsaken actually came out on top of that little mini fight at the blue buff.
I completely forgotten how painful Matilda is.
Exactly. She's literally the free damage from support.
Just take a look at this. Just casually walking around, dealing casual damage over to the side of the Explorer. It did not quite land a lot, but Forsaken, they are adapting. They are moving according to how Explorer is moving, right? With Alice heading downtown, down to the bottom lane as well. I think that he will be trying to get the push down onto the second tier turret, but of course, it does seem like he do have really good responsibility from his side, and he ensures that he do not push too far ahead. Explorer, the same thing as well.
Oh,
look at Phantom. Does seem like things are starting to get a little bit sticky over here with the real-world manipulation coming from Flash. Just going to be dealing a bulk of damage onto Explorer, but unfortunately,
look at Kai.
Kai is going to be the one that successfully bring down everyone else from a critical amount of health to completely going down to the depths of hell. 3 kills over to the side of Kai. Forsaken is slowly grabbing this game by the scruff of Explorer's neck, and Explorer, they are definitely not happy about this.
Especially, I mean, look at Kai. He literally brought the lifesteal emblem, right, from that assassin runes, assassin emblem, right? So that preparation actually helped him with that fight. Like you said, he went from critical, he went to maximum. Literally, a literal comeback from Forsaken right here, leveling everything and potentially snowballing right now at a almost 2,000 goal lead. Oh, actually, it is, yeah, it's 2,000.
It's not too late. It's literally not too late for Explorer to come back. Because if you look at their core, their goal permitted, or rather their amount of economy, is not that far ahead. Yes, Kai will definitely get his first item faster, and Kai even built up a brute force breastplate. So went for a little bit of a tankiness. Monchichi went straight out for a Raptor's Machete as well as the Blade of Despair. So Explorers, Monchichi will be able to snipe members of Forsaken down a lot easier depending on who is going to be their priority.
Exactly, and Kai opting for that Hunter Strike, so you know, not only he has his dash, he can literally charge towards enemy lines, right? He can play that kite game, he can play behind, look at that. See, the moment he dashes forward, look, take a look here. Solely focus on Kai. Look at him, he literally speeds up, he goes in, he keeps going in, instantly takes out Yi Sanshin at that moment right there, takes out the Uranus, and Pebble will be in the middle of it all. Jamie forced to back at full health, not doing much to the team.
And right now, it does seem like the same thing is going to repeat. A lot of buff is just going to be stacked right on top of Kai. He's pretty much just clearing out waves like no tomorrow, hot knife through butter. And Bento actually just jumped right onto the front lines of Forsaken, but just as a form of intimidation and trying to push Forsaken away because they want to get themselves a little bit more control all over the map. Because right now, Explorer just does not have lots of things to work with. They have lost bottom lane, second tier turret, and well, for top and middle, they have lost the first tier turret. So it's going to be tough for Explorer to even hold Forsaken back. but just one good fight is necessary. And with the Lord coming out in 10 seconds, the next fight is going to be very, very crucial.
It's essential, right? It's literally essential. Look at everyone here just scouting out, doing some face checks, but immediately gonna get pulled back is Jamie. Real world manipulation comes out, instantly takes him away, and just like that, Jamie was face checking that bush, and he got what he deserved. That it never reach your hand into the bag. Like curiosity literally killed the cat.
So one thing about this Jamie, right? So he tried to go in face checking to the brush and trying to go for a force ejector. But unfortunately, his arch nemesis, Evil C, that's playing as a Kaja, is in that very bush that Jamie is holding on, that is rushing into. So instead of Jamie trying to go in and go for a pick, it does seem like Evil C's, range for Divine Judgment is a little bit further than Jamie, and thus completely pulled backwards into oblivion. Jamie received a heck ton of damage, and from that point onwards, the frontliners from Explorer, the initiating factor that they were looking for, has been completely demolished.
Immediately demolished, and here we have the Lord marching down the bottom lane here, but the rest of Forsaken will be doing a split push right here at the mid lane. As for Explorer, everyone is a little bit all over the map right now, you know. They're playing it slow, they're trying to take down the turret slowly, they're trying to play it at their pace. Forsaken, you know, they are not trying to match Explorer pace in the first half, but look at Bento just running away from Bao and Kai, but the damage coming out from Kai is a little bit too much for Bento to handle, and Bento is looking a little low right now, but Kai's ultimate right here, but he's going to be able to charge with the help of Bao, and Bento is being sandwiched right now in the mid lane. Forsaken is just going to let it go. Bento, why is he still alive? He managed to escape there with that regen is literally insane from Bento Uranus.
Well, look, I mean, we're talking about Uranus after all, but nonetheless, Forsaken, good job trying to bring Bento down, but he is going to be a lot of
Jamie!
This time, Jamie did exactly what he wanted to do. He did manage to get a really nice toss from Eva C into the heart of his own line, but unfortunately, coming in from the side of double, Forsaken did manage to get himself a decent amount of kill, and of course, here comes the real woman.
Oh, Jamie!
Oh, Ripey!
What a
completely just melted double in his face, and that is going to be the final nail in the coffin. Boom goes the dynamite.
With a literal slither of health, he managed to clutch that at insane speed. Literally insane speed. That was so quick, like instantly snapped off the finger. But look at Bao. Bao here is getting sandwiched by Jamie, Raibi, and Uranus Bento right here, but he's going to be able to disengage. They are not committing to this fight because they know Forsaken loves to replay that retake and that bait, and that's how they actually lost the fight. They actually turned the tide of the first game.
Yeah, I mean, the tankiness coming from the side of Explorer is no joke. It's gonna be a little bit tough for Forsaken, even though Forsaken has gotten themselves with a massive amount of lead. Forsaken still don't really know how to close this game out, and the last thing that they can think of is going to be the Lord, because the creep clear potential coming from Explorer is a little bit too strong, right? Bento can clear one wave all by his own, Pamble can clear one wave by his own, and not to forget, Raibi can also clear a wave by his own. So no matter what Forsaken tries to do, if they try to split their forces and try to push every single lane, they will be singled out one after another by Explorer. So the only thing that Explorer could do is just hold down together, stay in brushes, and look for pick factor.
Oh, look at Bento!
Moment. Unfortunately, Flash is going to be the one that gets picked by Explorer instead, because Explorer and Forsaken, both of their end game and of course their win con is the same. Hide in brushes, single one person out, and finish the game in one fell swoop.
That's right, and I've got to say, Kai is building a little bit on the tankier side, but look at Bento jumping all the way in, but look who is getting stunned all the way up front. Double going for that 3-man stun all the way at the front line right here, but the rest of Forsaken is not there to help him, instantly demolishes, and Bento right there with amazing zoning to stop the rest of Forsaken. What a play! What a play!
What a play indeed. 14-13, we're looking at about 5,000 gold lead that Forsaken has, and Explorer is slowly closing up the lead, and they did manage to push Forsaken in with their back against the wall. It's not going to be easy after all. Bento trying to be as extraordinary as he can, trying to push out and of course trying to do a little bit more poke towards the side of Kai as well as Eva C, but he cannot be complacent. He can't play around that long. Bao does have immortality, yes, but that doesn't mean that he can just play in this front line for that long because he is about to be sandwiched anytime as long as he goes into that very specific broad. But Jamie's just going to be landing right on top of Flash. But Flash did manage to get himself away with a really nice flicker. Jamie, in between everything else, he's going to get himself out of there with a nice flicker as well. The rest of the Explorer is just going to be jumping right in. Unfortunately, Bento as well as Ryby is just going to be the one who's just going to be the front line. And Bao, he tried to put himself inside of the heart of Explorer, trying to deny the Lord, trying to do whatever that he can to buy more time. But unfortunately, that is not going to happen. Explorer still managed to pick up the Lord, and now the Lord is going to be marching down to the bottom lane, fighting for their cause.
I've got to say, during that fight, Evil C was so off position. I mean, Bao did his best, right? He was, like you said, in the heart of the fight, trying to slow down the Lord. He does have that immortality right now, and Kai actually building that immortality too. I mean, like, he sold away, right? He sold that item away. He opted for the immortality and went for the Malefic Roar instead.
A little bit of I think it's okay because his like items is completely decked out. Yeah,
fully.
so just buy whatever that you want, no problem. But for now, the bottom lane is going to be the main thing. We've got the Lord, he just charged right in. Real world manipulation coming from the side of Flash, just going to be trying to bring down the Lord as fast as possible, but it doesn't seem like that is going to be the case. The bottom lane inhibitor turret is going to go down. Explorer is just banking all the way onto the mid lane turret. The second tier turret is now gone, so basically Forsaken will have to defend the inhibitor turret up top and middle.
I mean, they literally grouped together and free damage onto Kai right there from Monchichi. So Monchichi, the moment he pushes his ultimate, instantly Kai will be in the middle of it all. If everyone were to group together, there's no escape for you. There is literally no escape for you. I mean, you do have movement speed. Yes, it's true. You have that lifesteal, but you are a squishy hero. Look at Bento. Look at the damage onto Bento. Bento being able to out. But look at Jamie. Jamie's gonna get suppressed. Oh, Evil C trying to get him off. Kai finishes him off. Instantly KO. Is that Uranus? What a play from Forsaken here. Trying to finish up the game. Bao pushing the aggression on, actually all the way to Ryby right here, but he gets a little bit of damage too. But everyone is going to play it slow right now. No one is going for that aggression. Forsaken gaining that momentum back in the game, even though, but look at the bottom lane. The Siege Minions are pushing up right now.
Good win con coming from Forsaken. Evil fighting, but it does seem like Pebble playing as the Eudora. He manages to land that one stun that drops Evil C all the way down. That is the problem, right? A little bit of a rock, paper, scissors kind of formation. Jamie tries to jump onto Evil C. Evil C will then Divine Judgment and pull Jamie all the way back. But if Evil C tries to be the one that initiates, Pebble will be there to stun Evil C instead. So both of these teams, they are initiator, can't initiate because of the various, the various encounters. There's so many counters coming in from both sides. They do not exactly know how to set up a perfect execute, but it's more of a, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, it's like literally a boxing match. You gave me a jab, I'm gonna give you one right back, right in the eye. Especially for Explorer and Forsaken, they're literally trading blows right now. I think everyone is at full build right now, but like I said, Eudora has its pros and cons, right? The moment you get caught out, that's it. You do not have a chance to fight back. But if you do have the chance to use all three of your skills, literally instant demolish just onto Evil C. Literally bombards Evil C. Like, he's gone. He's literally like a dust off my shoulder. Just dust you off. Instant.
The map has now been split somewhat vertically because Explorer did manage to bring down the bottom lane turret. So Explorer, they're just trying to do their very best to bolster up and hold down the fort down to the bottom lane. Evil C, he's down low. That is not good. Flash's HP is pretty low as well. Kai, however, did manage to get a kill on the Pebble, so all the hope is not lost just yet. Jamie, HP down low. The Force Ejector trying to do something for him. HP is all the way down the Slipper.
Whoa, what a
he
stun!
goes down.
3-man stun right here onto Ryby. Instantly demolished. Bento is forced to flicker over the pit right now, and Bento probably going to be able to get escape, but all four of Forsaken are eyeing onto Bento, and Monchichi surprisingly get away unscathed. I mean, like you said, Pebble was in such a bad position there, very bad.
Now the Lord is going to be taken by Forsaken. They are ready to bring this Lord down. And of course, Explorer, they don't really have any answers to this. They can't defend it. They can't challenge this because they only have 2 members in their arsenal. What can they possibly do? If they just threw their bodies into the Lord's pit, trying to deny that Lord, then that is pretty much game over. But Explorer, they pretty much understand. They have got pretty phenomenal creep clearing skills. So they shouldn't be it shouldn't be too difficult, or they shouldn't find too much issues when it comes to clearing creeps and even killing the Lord.
Exactly, and let's take a look at the replay right there. Ryby going for the ultimate flicker and using the Winter Truncheon to his advantage, and real world manipulation comes out. Pebble gets caught out in the middle of nowhere, right? And Jamie, look at Jamie here, forced to take in so much. The whole Explorer is literally backing off. And look at Ryby right here. Look at that flicker coming in from double, instantly demolishes Ryby. And look at Bento all the way back, but oh, have the aggression right here on the top lane and mid lane coming on to the side of Forsaken.
Bento trying to be the front lines over here, but unfortunately it does seem like the damage is a little bit too much for him to handle. And right now we are also going to be looking at Divine Judgment coming in, jumping right onto Ryby, but unfortunately it doesn't have to be the front line. It's not going to be doing much for him. Jamie trying to get himself right into the middle and everything else, trying to go for everything kind of CCs, but Explorer, they were unable to hold out this game. There was just way too much damage, way too much things going on.